Kacie Rene Woody was 13-year-old when she disappeared from her home in Holland, Arkansas. Her father came home to find the computer still on. Messages from a boy in Georgia asking if she was okay. Her glasses were broken. Her dog was limping. Her coat was still in the kitchen. Outside, it was 39 degrees and raining. The next day, police found her in the storage unit, in the back of a van. A man from California laying dead beside her. A man she'd met online 6 months earlier. A man was said he was 17. He was 47. Kacie Rene Woody was born on October 17, 1989. She lived in Holland, Arkansas. Her father, Rick Woody, was a police officer. She had two older brothers. Kacie was in a gifted program. She played saxophone, sang in group, wrote poetry. Her friend described her as a loyal. If someone at school had no one to sit with, Kacie would sit with them. But when Kacie was 7 years old, her mother was killed in a car accident. A horse ran into the road. The family's car struck it. The animal shattered the windshield. Her mother, Christy, died instantly. Kacie was in the back seat. She saw everything. She later wrote a poetry about that night. The crash, the glass. The moment her mother was gone, she worried constantly about her father, climbed into his lap and asking, "Are you okay?" 5 years later, someone would read that poetry. By 2002, instant messaging had become normal for teenagers. The Woody family lived in a rural area where phone calls counted as a long distance. So Rick allowed Casey to use Yahoo Messenger. It was free. Her username was Model Behavior 63. That summer, Cassie met someone in Christian teen chat room. His username was Judgment_DF. He called himself Dave Fagan. His profile said he was 17, from San Diego, a surfer. His photo showed a young man with long blonde hair. When Cassie mentioned losing her mother, Dave shared his own story. He said his aunt had been in a car accident. She was in a coma in Arkansas. She wouldn't survive. She understood grief. Casey felt seen. She talked to Dave every day. He remembered details, asked questions, repeated her words back to her. When Casey said her mother was an angel now, Dave said his aunt would meet her in heaven. Casey introduced Dave to her friends. They added him online. But Sam, Casey's closest friend, had doubts. Dave's slang was built off words teenagers didn't use. Groovy, righteous. You can't be in love with someone from internet, Sam told her. Casey dismissed it. Dave understood her. By October, Casey had met another boy online. His name was Scott, 14, from Georgia. When Dave learned about Scott, he said he wanted to remain friends, but his messages changed. His aunt was getting worse. Only weeks left now. Casey stayed on the phone with him for hours. Rick noticed the California number on caller ID. When Casey mentioned Dave was turning 18, Rick told her to stop talking to him. She said okay, but Dave kept calling. If she didn't answer, he'd call back. Rick didn't know. One night in November, Casey and her friend Jessica were home alone. They were on the phone with Dave when they heard noises outside. Then inside the house, they barricaded themselves in Casey's bedroom. "I'm scared there is somebody in my house," Casey said. The noises stopped. "You're just imagining things," Dave replied calmly. Later, investigators would wonder if that was him. December 3rd, 2002, Casey went to school. That afternoon, she asked her friend if she could spend the night. All of them said no. It was a school night. She didn't explain why she didn't want to go home. Before boarding the bus, she hugged her friends. That evening, Casey was home alone. She sat at the computer. Scott was online. They chatted. At the same time, she was on the phone with Dave. His aunt was dying. At 9:41 p.m., Casey sent her last message. Scott kept typing. No response. For 35 minutes, Scott's messages filled the screen, unanswered. Tim come home around 11:30 p.m. Where is Casey? He called his father. Then Ricky drove back to house. The moment he walked inside, he knew something was wrong. Both coat on the chair, shoes were by the computer. The temperature outside was 39 degrees. The chat was still open. Messages asking if Casey was okay. The caller ID showed repeated calls from California. Someone had taken her. By midnight, investigators were there. The computer revealed the conversation with Scott. They verified he was a real 14-year-old in Georgia. He was cleared, but another name kept appearing: Dave. Sam and Jessica told police about Dave, his dying aunt, his trip to Arkansas. Investigator found a Yahoo profile, Jasmine underscore DF, named Dave Fagan from San Diego, California. They looked phone records. One California number appeared again and again. They traced it. December 4th, police located a Devil Fuller registered at a Motel 6 in Conway, Arkansas. Fuller had checked in the night before. She had rented a silver Dodge Caravan and a storage unit. At 5:30 p.m., officer arrived at the storage facility. A gunshot echoed from inside the unit. Sweat surrounded the building. For 3 hours, they waited. At 8:30, they entered. David Fuller was dead, a self-inflicted gunshot wound. In the back of van, they found Cassie. Her hand and feet were chained. Chloroform was nearby. She had been sexually assaulted and shot. Medical examiner determined she was likely unconscious for much of the time she was held. David Leslie Fuller was 47-year-old, married, two children, living in California. His life was unraveling. Divorce, job loss, arrested for domestic violence. Investigators discovered he had been grooming multiple teenager girls online. A girl in Michigan, a girl in Dallas, a girl in Pennsylvania. But Casey gave him something other hadn't: her real name, her address, her phone number, and her poetry. The poem about the night her mother died. Fuller read it, then created a story to match her pain. A dying aunt, a car accident, Arkansas. He built his life around her grief. Casey's funeral was held on December 9, 2002. She was buried beside her mother. Her gravestone reads, "I am an angel." Kacie Rene Woody was 13-year-old old. She played saxophone, wrote poetry, loved her family. She loved people, and someone used that trust to destroy her. A predator spent months learning exactly what to say to make a child feel understood. Casey Woody's last message was one word: yeah. Sent on 9:41 p.m. Her friend Scott kept typing, kept asking if she was okay. For 35 minutes, his messages filled the screen, unanswered, because by then, Casey was already gone.